Tim from Artillery Life, and today I want to talk about what should you be wearing when you go out on the water. So yeah, I get it. What am I gonna wear on the water? Most people, and this was me for the better part of my earlier life, I wore whatever the heck I wanted. I went out on a Goodwill, I got myself some old stuff, I cut them up, put some shorts on, and I'm good to go. And really, that is pretty much all you need. But if you are like me and you like to stay out in the water for anywhere between, gosh, all day, from sunrise to sunset and even after a little bit, you're gonna wanna make sure that you take some steps to protect your skin from that sun, because at the end of the day, while it's cool looking tan, you dang sure don't wanna get caught up with any skin cancers or unhealthiness like that. So during this search, I do want to show you, since I am an affordable type of guy, I do want to break it down into two types of options for you. You got the cheaper option, you got the more expensive option. Because trust me, I know, I'm there with you. I don't like to put all my money into fishing because I just flat out can't afford it all the time. There are cheaper options out there for you. Alright, so in true typical military fashion, we will work this down from the top to the bottom. Alright, so starting with the headgear. Headgear can be kind of a really simple thing, honestly, and those simple things are pretty much, one, just make sure it keeps the sun out of your eyes. Don't be like that dude who's in a picture looking like this. You got a hat, use it, okay? And if you look at a lot of my videos, honestly, I don't really care what type of hat I'm using. You can buy a fancy expensive hat if you want, or you can buy a cheap hat. Just number one thing, make sure it keeps you cool, especially out in that heat. Sometimes on a really hot day and I know I'm gonna be out all alone, I'll bring this sucker along. Pick this up for about 10-15 bucks at just some local shop, and it's the corny hat, does the corny thing, where you got the drawstring hanging here, you got the flap hanging out in the back, and yeah, it looks corny, but at the end of the day, it's got ventilation right up here up top, and you got this awesome little flap back here, and this flap will keep the sun off your neck. Drawstring so it don't fly away, it's light, you can get it wet, it keeps you cool, and it keeps the sun out of you. Another cheap option is go down to Walmart. Yeah, you know me, I'm a big fan of Walmart around here, because gosh, you can't beat them prices sometimes. But go down to Walmart, pick you up one of these mossy oak or real tree hats. They got them on sale for like 10 bucks, sometimes as low as $4 I've seen them. And they're made out of thin material, they're durable, and they're cheap. And you can go ahead, dip it down in the water if you want, put it back on top of your head, good to go. Nice and cool. All right, next, move on that eyewear. Okay, so I don't really actually have a fancy expensive eyewear to show you, because I'm sorry, I'm not paying $180 for a pair of glasses. I just can't do it. So the types of eyewear I usually use are, I use two different types. I got one for the bright days, and I got one for the cloudy days, or right at morning or at the end of the night. And the one key thing about these glasses are, yes, they are polarized. Both of these I bought on Amazon Prime Day. Yeah, go figure, Amazon Prime Day, right? Bought on Amazon Prime Day. I don't think I paid more than 15 bucks for each of them. So like I said, one for the days where it's very, very sunny out, and another one for those days where it's cloudy out and you want to still see through that water. If you do want to check if a pair of lenses is actually polarized, real quick redneck way of doing it that I like to do is I'll go ahead and put those glasses on. I'll whip out my phone and I'll check out the screen. If you look at the screen of your phone when you're wearing these If you look at the screen of your phone when you're wearing these glasses, one thing you'll notice is the screen will look really different. It'll have a very different look to it, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about if you never wore polarized glasses before. As soon as you put them on and you look at them, you're gonna be like, okay, if the screen looks the same to you, just darker, then yeah, they're not really polarized. So like I was saying, shirts are very, it's a shirt. It's a shirt at the end of the day. And like I said, earlier on when I was fishing, I just wore whatever the heck was comfortable for me at the time. I'd cut off the sleeves, or maybe I'd just go shirtless, who knows. I'm sure you don't want to see that nowadays though. Shirts, it's all dependent on you, but if you're gonna stay out in the sun all day, it's best to have something to cover you up, so that way you don't get, any skin problems. The more expensive end of the spectrum, you got these Huck shirts, and yeah, I did end up going and paying for one of these, but I'm not gonna lie, these are really, really nice, and I would keep on buying them if this one happened to ever get destroyed, because it's just the material is so light, it's so thin, but at the same time, it keeps you cool. It's got all these little air vents in here. It's a mesh type material, so it ends up being very, very nice on you. Yes, you still get hot. Yeah, it's a long sleeve, but at the end of the day, you're keeping the sun off you. It's not nearly as hot as if we were wearing some type of cotton material. It just breathes really, really well. And I've had this one for about, I don't know, 7 months, and it's still in great shape, and I use it almost every weekend. Can't get one of those expensive ones because you just don't got the money. I get it. Those Huck shirts are somewhere around $80, $60, somewhere between there. I get it. I understand. That's a lot of friggin' money for a shirt. You can go on Amazon, get you some of these Hanes color shirts. They're dry fit. Not as thin, and they don't have any of the breathable holes, but they come in a 2-pack for like 15 bucks. I mean, I'm not gonna complain with that. And yeah, I do have some. All right, so maybe you still wanna be hard-headed and you just wanna wear a t-shirt. That's fine too, but you don't wanna get bit by the bugs. But you don't wanna wear a long sleeve because it's gonna be too darn hot for you. That's fine. You can go ahead and get yourself some of these arm sleeves right here. I mean, these were made for sports and stuff like that to keep you cool. But honestly, I wear them sometimes when I go fishing because not all the times are the bugs gonna be biting. So I'll wear a t-shirt during the day, and then once the nighttime starts hitting and the bugs start getting on you, I just slop this sucker on right here. And even if you want to, you can wear this thing throughout the day. It honestly is not very hot. All I do is I'll end up taking it, putting in some water, and bam, I'm pretty cool, honestly. It's not a very hot deal at all. And you don't have to get the fancy Under Armour version if you want. There's other versions out there, but these arm sleeves are another option for you if you want. Next is gonna be that neck area. In that neck area, you got these things, and these are wonderful. You probably see me in a lot of my videos wearing these, or my pictures on Instagram, but they're just literally sleeves you put over your neck. And they're made out of thin material to keep the sun out of your neck. If you want to keep it off your face, you can go ahead, do this cool guy thing right here. See me, I got my nice American flag on it, and bam, you're covered up from the sun. Now, you don't have to wear it like this if you don't want to. You could do something like flip it around, wear it as a bandana, whatever the heck you want to do with it. I mean, it's got a whole bunch of different options to it. So these neck sleeves are definitely outstanding. I do suggest getting some to keep that sun from beating off your neck if you don't want to wear that cheesy old guy fishing hat with the flap in the back. Next is going to be pants. And yeah, I know, I get it. You can be wearing, you know, a pair of basketball shorts and be fine out there in the water. But if you're like me, once again, and you stay out there all day and the bugs start going crazy and start biting you, well, you're gonna want some pants. On the expensive side of the house, you got these bad boys that I picked up at Academy. They're made by Magellan. Very, very thin material. All the pockets are made out of mesh. And in cheesy fashion, they unzip in the shorts. So if you are in the period of the day where the bugs aren't biting and you want to go to shorts, by all means go to shorts. They're a little water resistant, not waterproof, but water resistant. So when you're paddling around in your kayak, or if you get splashed all over you, don't worry about it too much. It's fine. It's not going to soak through all that much. And another thing I do like about this is it's got its own adjustable belt. I hate wearing belts. I'm just not a belt dude. I still wear them because I have to sometimes, but these already in adjustable belts are really, really nice. These, depending on where you get these Magellans from, I got them at Academy, like I said, they'll range anywhere between $40 to $80 depending on the type you get, or if there's a sale going on. That's just what I've seen. If you're on the cheaper side of the house and you still want to end up wearing pants to keep the bugs away, well, I picked these up at Costco. This is the 511 Tactical Series. These were pretty cheap. They weren't too bad. It was around 30 bucks, 20, 30 bucks. Not bad at all. It might have been low as 15 as well. But like I said, it's the 511 Tactical Series. They're not as thin as those Magellans, but they got all your holes for your, you know, your pliers and all the same stuff. Just a little bit on the thicker side. Not too thick to where it's uncomfortable, but just a little bit on the thicker side. And once again, yes, it is water resistant, not waterproof. So when it comes to footwear, you can go a multitude of different ways. If you're riding on a boat, I personally like to wear these. They got that nice rubber no-slip sole on them. And I honestly bought these super cheap off Amazon for like 20 bucks, I think. They're called Academics. Not a bad shoe whatsoever. They're breathable, they're light, and they got that no-slip sole on the bottom. Now when I'm in my kayak, I change up what I do all the time. Sometimes I go barefoot. Obviously, if the sun's beating down or the bugs are biting, that's not the ideal option. But occasionally I will wear the flip-flops, or I found these to be really nice. 10 bucks at Walmart. They're like fake wannabe Crocs, just not as expensive. And yes, I realize this is pink. They were red at one point in time, but the sun just kind of kept beating down on them because I left them outside because they, you know, stinky. But these things work really well and just letting the water drain out or whatever. And you can still keep them on, they don't fall off like flip-flops do if you're going through any guck or mud or anything like that. Well, hey, I'm Tim from Artillery Life. That's all I got for today. Hope you enjoyed this quick video on just basics of what to wear when you're out fishing. Sometimes people don't know, and if you already knew, well, maybe you learned something new. Y'all have a great one. Please like and subscribe again. Artillery Life, out.